So free electricity from Octopus. Well, I got an email today for the first time ever saying fancy free electricity tomorrow. Now, if you're already, say, like an agile customer, you're probably used to getting paid for free electricity. Or if you're one of those customers who's lucky enough to have like power ups in your area and get some free electricity from time to time, you're probably used to this, but I am certainly not. So what's happening on Thursday between 1 and 2 in the afternoon is this, on the 15th of August, there's going to be an hour of free electric. Now, sounds brilliant, doesn't it? So let's see how this is going to work. So you need to sign up for it on Octopus. You need to already obviously be a customer and be on sort of like a direct debit system and have a smart meter. Now, let's just have a look a little bit more into it and see what it really means. So basically, you are going to be able to just use as much electricity as you want within that hour. Yes, it's only an hour, I'm afraid. And then basically afterwards, they're going to basically sort out your billing afterwards and give you that hour for free, whatever you use over and above what you'd normally use. So please take that into account. So if you normally use a lot of electricity, you need to use a lot more than that to benefit during that 1 hour. And they're going to look back at your previous history to work that out, a bit like they did with the saving sessions and the kind of batteries and things like that. So let's have a look at what happens when you click on sign up for free electricity. You then come to this web page, basically telling you to sign up, and you need to do it before the sign up, before the free afternoon really, and then your electricity will be free. So there are some terms and conditions to look at. And basically it says that within a week of the session, you'll be emailed how much power you actually used compared to normal and how much you've sort of got for free. There are some frequently asked questions at the bottom of this page as well. So do I need a smart meter? Yes, you do, because they need to read that. And they also want you to be an Octopus customer, which is easy to sign up to once you're an Octopus customer. Doesn't take long at all. So basically, I think there's going to be 2 or 3 of these sessions. That's what they say in here. Basically, because it's dips in the market, basically they're hoping for 2 or 3 before they head into winter. You will have not much notice about them happening for obvious reasons, because of the weather and how much surplus energy there is sort of in the UK. There's no limit on how much you can use within reason. But how do you work out the normal use? So it says here, any power you use above normal will be free. So how do we decide what's normal? We'll look at your historical smart meter readings to work out your typical energy usage at that time of day. So if the session is on a weekday, they're going to look at your half-hourly usage over the last 10 weekdays. If the session is at a weekend, we'll look at your half-hourly usage over the last 4 weekend days. They won't include days where a session took place in these calculations. Okay, and it seems as simple as that. So what sort of things could you be using at the time in that 1 hour? Well, I've written a small list, but obviously think about things that take a lot of electricity. This is quite obvious really, but obviously such things that I own, could be like a pressure washer, putting the dishwasher on if your cycle lasts an hour or around about that. The washing machine, depending on, again, how long the cycle lasts. Your cooker or your oven, you could do some cooking. If you're lucky enough to have aircon, you could put that on. And obviously things like ironing and steam cleaners usually take up quite a lot of electricity as well. And of course, if you've got an EV and you're at home, if you're lucky enough to be at home, you could charge your car for that 1 hour as well. Most of us have a 7 kilowatt hour charger, so you could get free 7 kilowatts of charge into your car. But what's another way that you could kind of try and, get the system to give you as much money as possible? It's really simple if you've just got a house with no solar and no battery, because you're just going to use your electricity and use as much as you can, and you'll get it for free. But it's a bit more complicated if you've got solar and a battery, like I have, and like a lot of you have as well, because it could be a really sunny day. So you're, especially between 1 and 2 p.m., you would hope that it's going to be really sunny and that you would get loads of solar power coming in at the same time as well. And if you start using loads of energy in the house, then the first thing that's going to happen is it's going to take it from your battery. So you either need to probably stop your battery or pause it while you're using the electricity from the grid in order to get that free electric. But this is what I've thought about doing. Now, tell me if you've got a better idea, because there could be definitely a better way of doing it. But this is what I was thinking. So the free electric is for 1 hour. Yes, it's only 1 hour, 1 till 2. Now, at that point in time, my solar inverter can only bring in 4 kilowatt hours. Now, the house typically uses half a kilowatt hour to run during the day, especially if there's a couple of computers on, etc. So that means there would be about 3.5 kilowatt hours spare if it's a very sunny day. Now, what could I do to maximize this? Well, the first thing I could do is I could actually discharge the battery an hour before, so I could export that 1 hour. Now, my AC give energy inverter is tied up to the battery, runs at under 3 kilowatt hours, but it's probably about 2.8, I think, something like that. But let's say 3 for the maths. So normally on Octopus, I'd get 15p a kilowatt hour. So if I export or discharge for an hour, then I should get around 45 pence. That's the first thing. Then what I could do is I could then charge the battery up in the free hour. So 1 till 2 p.m. I could charge the battery up. So how much is that going to save me? Well, as I'm on Octopus Intelligent at normally 7p a kilowatt hour, I'm going to put that 3 kilowatt hours back in the battery. So that's going to kind of save me, I suppose, about 21 pence, 7 times 3. Another thing I could do is that at the moment, the gas boiler's not on. We're using the eddy, the My Energy eddy, to heat the hot water. So I normally run that overnight to heat the hot water up for the morning showers. Now, what I could do, instead of letting solar heat the hot water back up again, I could stop the eddy at around 7 a.m. or after I've had my shower or before, and then resume it at 1 p.m. again when in the free hour. So normally I would use that solar and not export it. So my immersion tank's only 1.5 kilowatt hour tank. So 1.5 times 15p for the export gives me 22 pence. So I'd normally have exported that 1.5. I'd normally have used that 1.5, but I could export it for 22p. And then finally, obviously, there's charging the EV. So hopefully, if I'm charging the battery at the same time, I can also charge the EV. But don't forget, we've got some solar coming in, or we think we might be. So even though the EV charger is 7 kilowatt hours, I'm probably going to be using 3 of that is probably going to be coming from solar. So in actual fact, the 3 will be going in the car and 4 will be coming in for free. So 4 kilowatt hours for the hour times 7p should work out about 28 pence for free electricity. So that's just the battery and solar, and then I'll be saving anything else on top that I use, which could be any other sort of household appliance at the time. So if we do a quick sort of top up my calculations, 45p, so 66, 88, 108, 116 pence. So it's not great, but it's better than nothing. So even trying to cheat the kind of system a little bit, I believe that I would probably save about £1.16 plus whatever else I might use during that time of that 1 hour. But I thought I'd just share that with you because that's all I could rack my brains around, was trying to think about how I could make the most of that 1 hour. Hopefully in the future, those 1 hours might be extended. Obviously, if it was 2 or 3 hours, you could get a lot more charge in your EV, or completely discharge your battery beforehand and then charge it fully back up again. And don't forget, obviously, going back to that charging the battery, once it's full again, you could discharge that battery in the evening, early evening, and obviously get that 15p export again on what you'd put back in again, or what you haven't used during the daytime before your cheap rate comes on again overnight, if you're on a cheap rate tariff. So that's it for me. Tell me what you think about this in your comments, in the comments below, and what you kind of would do, or what you will be doing in these free 1 hours. I'd be very interested to know. But thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you soon.